What's up, everybody? I'm James. Welcome to Mechanical Mayhem, and this is the Mech Bay. What is the Mech Bay? What's going down here? That's the point of this brief overview video, part 0, if you will, of the Mech Bay itself. So, with that said, I encourage you to leave your thoughts, questions, suggestions, whatever, in the comment section down below. Hit that subscribe button, and let's have some fun with this. What is the Mech Bay? The Mech Bay is going to be where we take a look at one mech per video. Now, this is a lore dive into the mech, not a gameplay in terms of good or bad or build concept type of dive. That's going to be something entirely different. This is purely looking at the lore. So, we're going to look at a mech and see what makes it tick more or less. I'm going to take a look at one mech per video and let it kind of stand in the spotlight. We'll go over, of course, what it's called, its designation in terms of light, medium, heavy, or assault, a little bit about its history, why it was produced or when it was produced and all that jazz, and then we'll have a spec sheet that I'll go over more or less, and this spec sheet will be in the video description section underneath the link to the Twitch channel to break it up from just the standard description. This spec sheet will include name, weight, it'll include other specs that we are aware of, such as movement speeds, and also it'll include the primary way in which it's loaded out with war gear. After doing that, I'll go into a little bit about the mech's kind of functionality more or less, anything worthy of note. Now, for Omni Mechs, I will then go over basically like 2 of the alternate configurations that exist. Some mechs have a lot more, some mechs have only a few. So I'll go over 2 of the alternate configurations that exist. I'll pick 2 and give some thoughts on those. For non-Omni Mechs, for standard battle mechs, I will go over at most 1 variant in any real detail that they might have. The reason I say that is some standard battle mechs don't really have a variant, and other variants are like, this was its prototype version, and now this is the production version, or they replaced this weapon with just one other weapon, otherwise it's exactly the same. So I'm going to look at a meaningful variant to bring up in the case of a battle mech that's not an Omni Mech. After doing that, there'll be some closing thoughts and statements on the mech itself, and that's going to be the breakdown of the Mech Bay, a lore dive into these awesome mechs of the Battletech universe. To do this, I'm going to keep it fair, meaning while I am a fan of the clans at heart and I am going to start with a clan mech, I will then alternate to Inner Sphere, and then from Inner Sphere back to clan, and clan back to Inner Sphere, and so on. This is so I don't just populate the Mech Bay with too many of one technological type of mech over another, and we get a nice shakedown of both overarching faction types of this really cool setting. With that said, I have kind of a plan for the clan side of things. It doesn't mean you can't leave a request. Just understand if you are leaving a request for the same faction type that I'm going over in that particular video, it'll have to wait until I go back to the other side and then maybe come back to that one. You know what I mean? So if it's a clan mech and you have a request for a clan mech and you leave it in the comment section for the clan mech video, the next mech is going to be in a sphere regardless, and then back to clan and so on. Anyways, that's the idea, that's the plan. Should be a lot of fun. Where there is video game footage that I can, get a hold of and make use of, I will. Otherwise, it's just going to be a slideshow of the cool art for these mechs that are out there. So just be aware of that. In any case, it's not going to be a complete, absolute reading of all the lore of a mech, but rather just enough to get a sense of the mech's creation, how it handles, its reputation, if it has some of that going on, and so on. Enough to just appreciate the mech. And that's basically it. So this is just a little overview for the Mech Bay. If you are looking for build videos, worry not. That will be coming, so hit the subscribe button. That way you can be informed when I do post what's going to be called Mech-gineering. This is where I will be going over builds for different games in the Mech Warrior series and all that. So definitely stay tuned for that if that's what you're looking for. Otherwise, or in addition to that, hit the subscribe so you can be part of future conversations in general that appear on this channel. And if you want to be part of on-the-fly Mech-gineering and Mech Warrior gameplay discussion, or just other gaming discussion, you can check out that Twitch link in the video description above the spec sheets. In any case, That's all I got for you. Want to kind of keep this simple. It'll make more sense, I think, if it's not making that much sense right now once we actually start going over these cool mechs. In any case, thanks so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you taking the time to check this out, and until next time, take care.